questions.
Congrats to Texas. They played good.
Coach, what did you think of Lucas? It looked like he had a good first inning, and then it looked like he left a couple pitches up in the zone in the second inning, and you just couldn't get at it. What did you see from him?
Yeah, saw some good at-bats. I mean, really, Schussler takes the ball the other way after the free 90, and then from there, I think they just put good at-bats together. I think they had a couple walks and a hit by pitch, maybe just one walk and a hit by pitch. And who was it hit it overused? Was it Galvan maybe? Something like that. Mendoza had some good at-bats. Those guys, they're good hitters. I mean, give them credit. They had a good plan against him. You just tip your hat to them.
And also, what did you see from Harrison that made him so tough to kind of get up on him early?
He was throwing a little cutter today. To me, it looked like he was probably trying to go in with it, and he backdoored a couple guys. Probably, I don't. It didn't look like he was intentionally doing it, and there was only 2 or 3 guys. But the ball, again, like he's left-handed. He's got 2 or 3 pitches, maybe 4, and he's mixing well and locating well.
Coach, when you put Parker Butera in and whatever inning it was, what went into that decision?
That's his first outing of the year. We just need to get him, in a game. And Parker threw a lot of big innings for us last year, and planning on him throwing some this year. And just looked like a time where he could come in and give us a couple innings.
Why'd you pull him?
His pitch count's not built up that high.
When obviously after the 7-run second inning, what was the biggest challenge for you guys offensively to respond and start putting some momentum together?
The biggest challenge,
Yeah.
it's just offense. I mean, when your challenge when you're down that many runs is, you're not really playing for one, you're playing for a bunch, and so you gotta get some free passes somehow. You got to create some traffic, right? And so it's a different game when it's, I don't know what the score was, 10 to 1. That's a different game than if it's a little closer, right? Because now you can manufacture a run and kind of what guys are accustomed to doing, and so it's a big mountain to climb for sure.
What did you think of Harrison tonight?
He was good, really good.
Anything that stands out about him, or?
He was mixing. He located good. He was mixing. Had again, fastball cutter was something that was interesting. I mean, I thought he made some really quality pitches and competed well, like we knew he would.
And the power in their lineup. And you just talk about what it's like trying to get through that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when you got Galvan down there at the bottom, I mean, that's, he's a guy that's hit up there a little bit higher than that, in years past. And, I thought Schussler had really good at-bats today. And he's a guy that, I looked at the chart, I think he hit 5 balls the other way today. He hadn't normally done that. And so his approach has gotten better, it looked like to me. But I thought their lineup was, obviously in the second inning was, if you can duplicate that, you got something, right?
Coach, out of your 2 freshmen and Addison and Espinoza, what did you see out of both those players tonight?
Addison and Espinoza, 2 guys that are probably pretty nervous. 2 guys you bring in the game, with a little more traffic than you wanted. Really thought Addison's deal was pretty easy, really. First and second, 2 outs, and at least it wasn't bases loaded. Espinoza loaded them, if I'm not mistaken. And so, not ideal for your first college outing, but you're asking them to keep it simple. First pitch strikes, we'll try to catch the ball, try to get them out when they hit it to us, and probably didn't do that the way we need to do it.
And Mendoza, for them, he's kind of caught fire.
Has he?
Games.
he's a good player. I mean, obviously, last summer he went in the portal. He's really good friends with Bravo. Was talking about, anyway, I'll leave that at that. And, he's a good player. I mean, he hit the ball to right field, no big surprise. I mean, he'll hit him up there around his neck that way. I mean, he's got a knack for hitting the ball where it's pitched, for sure.
Coach, did you get the sense that any of the players may have been a little too amped up for the game just because it was Texas, or did it just feel like a tenuous game?
I didn't have that feeling at all. Really didn't. I mean, it really felt like a tournament game, and 1st of March, I guess, right? I mean, it's what it felt like, and didn't feel like anybody was too amped up necessarily. I mean, from my viewpoint, no.
Coach, you mentioned earlier about like when you're down in a hole, go 9 runs or whatever, that you have to play differently. What is your approach whenever you're in a hole like that to get back in the game?
I mean, you can kind of go 2 ways. I mean, you can let them swing the bat, you can go to taking, you can just keep trying to play baseball, you can see what the game's kind of giving you. And, I mean, there's no right answer to that. I mean, really, it's whatever the game presents to you at that time. I mean, you can't always do it the same way. There was a window there where maybe they weren't, I think Rierick, wasn't throwing the ball with the plate. He probably could have created a little more traffic at times. I think we had Volantis bases loaded at one time. Like to have a couple of those back, right? You'd like to have them back and maybe not try to get it back in one swing. Try to just get on first.
Don?
Hey, Tim, since Perko had a pretty encouraging start, looked like, to retire the first 4 batters that he faced, what happened after that point where it unraveled on him from your perspective?
Did you get to watch it?
I did not. I was actually covering the
Yeah.
I was covering track, so
Yeah. So we had a free 90 on a line drive, dropped it, and then really they put together. I'm gonna tell you who that was. Y'all help me out. It was
Flores hit it, Coach, I believe.
yeah, Flores hit a line drive to third, dropped it, beat it out, and then from there they put together really good at bats for about 6 or 7 guys in a row.
Did you feel like
Maybe even more.
Did you feel like Lucas mentally was he still good mentally, or did he kind of lose a little bit mentally after the error?
That's always a question to me. I mean, when there's an error behind a pitcher, your guys that are, maybe a little more present than others, maybe don't give up unearned runs. It is a tendency for pitchers to kind of let their mind go to, hey, that's an unearned run. If I give up 1, he just happened to give up 7 after that. So, that's always I guess if we knew the answer to that, I mean, I guess you'd know when to pull guys. I was sitting there towards the end of the game thinking about, man, should we have thought about getting somebody up in the 2nd inning? That's not really normal.
We've kind of talked a lot about defense since the start of the season. Last night you had only 1 error, if I remember correctly, and tonight just the 1. But it feels like even though it's only 1, it was 2 pretty costly errors. How did you feel like y'all played defense otherwise yesterday and today?
Yesterday, I've never seen Logan Hughes miss a pop-up in my life, so that was a big surprise. The one today, obviously, again, like you gotta throw first pitch strikes. You gotta get outs when they're presented to you, and we didn't do that.
Talking about young pitchers, how did Mohan look tonight?
He threw the ball good.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tom.